Duchovny back.
I'm a little angry I didn't win a rally for my Regis.
Hey, listen, you know, that's a very competitive category.
I have something to tell you that Jimmy Fallon is taking steroids.
Jimmy Fallon, of all people, won the best Regis.
Well, can I try one again right now?
Yeah,
absolutely. Never too late.
Will you give me some material? Because it's always the same one. It always goes something like this. Mulder! No wonder you didn't find anything for 8 years. There's no light with the flashlights. Mulder! Turn on the lights. Then you'll find the aliens.
Not bad. Not bad.
David.
No steroids either. It's all clean.
David, I would start writing the acceptance speech now. Because that was
what?
uncanny.
No, I think
I can't stop. No wonder.
I thought it was more Jackie Mason than Regis. Mulder!
Show me how it's done.
No, I have no idea.
But I got to get up.
You went out to the tennis matches yesterday?
I tried to, but it was raining.
Bad. Oh, that's a killer.
I didn't actually go out because it was pouring, but I'm going to try and go out
What
Thursday.
happens with the ticket that you have that you can't get and you can't use? You have that next year or later in the match?
Well, actually, folks, what you can do is Thursday. I can go on Thursday during the day. They tell you when you can go.
Oh, okay. So you can go on Thursday.
I'm going to try to get out there on Thursday.
Yeah, sure.
Because I know, maybe we're going to play. And
maybe we are. How
David,
good
are you a good tennis player?
I'm pretty good. You know.
When a guy says I'm pretty good, that means he's close to being, a pro.
No,
really? Is that what that means?
They want to suck you into a game.
I'm not close to being a pro, but I hear that you like to play doubles, so maybe we'll play Canadian doubles.
What does that mean?
That's when I'm on one guy on one side. I play the singles court, and you and Gelman play the doubles court on the other side.
Wow.
Gelman and I are ready.
Yeah. Oh, you're ready right now?
Absolutely.
And I'll play you on I'll play you on this wooden floor. I'll play you anywhere.
Really? Are we going to play? Are we going to make it interesting?
Do we have rackets? Can we get a net?
Are we going to make it interesting?
When you say interesting, what do you mean?
You know what I mean, baby.
And by interesting, he means do you have $3?
Yeah, that's a little too interesting.
No, one day I'd love to play with you. Yeah,
that'd be great.
But I bet you're pretty darn good.
Well, as you know, I grew up playing a little bit, and then when I took it up again recently, the game has changed so much because the rackets and now it's all topspin. So I've totally renovated my game. Have you?
Well, I learned at a later age. When you say you grew up in New York and played tennis in New York, where did you play? Oh, the tennis courts where I was living.
In Long Island, where we went for the summers.
Oh, excuse.
Like Long Island is, like hoity-toity? What do you?
Yes.
Excuse me. Long Island.
Never say Long Island.
I don't know.
He's very upset that his family did not have a Long Island home. He's never gotten over it.
Now, you're teaching your kids to play tennis now?
I try to, but as we all know with kids, as soon as you show an interest in something, they run the opposite direction.
You got to let them get interested
So I always say, tennis, I don't care about tennis. Go ahead.
Yeah, but try to get them into it somehow. It's so important to learn when you're young.
Yeah.
We'll be right back with David Duchovny in just a moment.
Tomorrow on Live, Alan Alda.
Your fantasy is about to be fulfilled.
Introducing IHOP's French Toast Fantasy. 3 dreamy styles of French toast with all your favorites.
When hair has to look good right now, pick up a professional. The Infinity Solid Ceramic Straightener smooths out frizz for show-stopping shine. Pick up the Pro, Infinity by Conair.
Next Live, Regis and Kelly have a Thursday morning you'll never forget.
Excuse me, how does that happen?
See Alan Alda, the author. Plus, OC hottie Rachel Bilson takes her good looks to the big screen. Next Live.
You don't know what we can find. Why do you come with me now? On the magic carpet ride. Close your eyes.
Now there's a new Friscata at Wendy's. The new Friscata Italiana. Like all genuine Italian sandwiches, it's served on freshly baked artisan bread, topped with a real Genoa salami, lean ham, natural Swiss, roasted peppers, and sun-dried tomato vinaigrette. For an Italian original, go to Wendy's and do what tastes right.
Almay Ideal Lip Collection. Expertly coordinated lip liner, lipstick, and lip gloss. In pinks, reds, berries, and neutrals. For beautiful lips every time. The Ideal Lip Collection. Only at Almay.
When allergies hit, mucus crowds into your sinuses.
The more, the miserable.
Mucinex D breaks up mucus that causes congestion and sinus pressure.
There she blows!
Mucinex D. Mucinex in. Mucus out.
Visit Sleep Train today for the best prices, best selection, and best service. Call 1-800-378-BEDS for the location nearest you. Discover why Sleep Train is your ticket to a better night's sleep.
Shoe Pavilion's gone to great lengths to bring you our best-selling boot at a great price. These boots sell elsewhere for $79.99, but at Shoe Pavilion, they're just $29.99. Perk up your wardrobe at Shoe Pavilion. Why pay more?
As every Californian knows, you can save money and the environment by installing light bulbs that use up to 75% less electricity. And while we've come a long way,
nice job. After lunch, let's get started in here.
We've still got a long way to go.
This season, boots are the height of fashion, and Shoe Pavilion's got all the latest looks. These high-fashion boots sell elsewhere for $59.99. But at Shoe Pavilion, the same boots are just $39.99. Shoe Pavilion. Why pay more?
Everybody wants a big David Duchovny, our guest. His new movie is out called Trust the Man. We had Julianne Moore here yesterday talking about it. And we talked about the love scene, you know?
Yeah.
And there is a husband. Is it her husband?
Her husband is the director.
Bart Freundlich,
right?
the
Yes,
writer-director.
And there's a scene in the back of a cab.
Where they're making out fiercely.
And here's the cameraman and the husband, you know, in the front seat.
Yeah.
Looking at you like an animal. You're coming on to an animal. What's wrong with you?
She said,
What do you mean like an
that
animal?
you were like an octopus.
Very aggressive.
What's
like
that?
She said that you were an octopus.
Octopus.
Is what she said.
So let's talk about her. What's she like?
Trying to suck me in here. She was very professional, Regis.
Really? Did you ever have an embarrassing moment kissing anybody
well, I
over the
think
years?
the octopus comment comes from the fact that if I was holding her, I think her husband was actually
He was manipulating your hands.
They were his. So she actually had 4 hands all over her.
Wow.
So I think the feeling of octopus was actually Bart was reaching forward from underneath the camera.
Well, but I mean, it can be tough to do, especially when the spouse is there. But I mean, have you ever had an extraordinary experience?
Wow.
An extraordinary experience.
Kissing someone?
Yeah, there was, when I was doing the X-Files, there was a scene, and I rarely in the X-Files did my character ever kiss anybody.
Yeah,
let alone a human woman.
Yes,
So I kissed a beast woman, or beast woman kissed me once, but that's a different story.
I had a couple of those.
That might not...
You said you wouldn't talk about that.
You're right. That might not have been on camera. There was kissing. I was to kiss a woman, and we're about. And you know, it's TV, so it's not like a big full-on deal. And you know, we're about to do it, and all of a sudden, her husband showed up like behind the camera with 2 small children.
Oh my gosh!
like,
yeah. What are you doing, Mommy? I'm kissing Mulder.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
That's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was
Was it their time to feed, or what was he doing?
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure that they were their kids.
So Trust the Man was shot here in New York, around your old neighborhood?
Yeah.
So did you, must have been very familiar for you to be on that ground
Actually, the first day of shooting, we were shooting about 90 yards down the block from the window that I grew up looking out of.
Oh, fantastic.
So it was
Did
kind
you
of
go and knock on the doors?
Well, my sister lives there.
Oh,
so.
no kidding. Well, then she probably would have even let you in to see your old room.
She was like, you know, that's damn movies filming here. It's holding up traffic.
And you shot a scene or 2 in this...
in Vishelka. In the restaurant.
In the restaurant, yeah.
And Bart Freundlich, the director, whose wife I make out with in the movie, was saying that the only reason we're getting to shoot here is because of you. And I was like, yeah, you know.
So they still remember me.
I went up to the owner and I said, you know, I just want to say, you know, thank you for letting us shoot here. And he said, oh, you know, the only reason we're shooting here is because of your mom.
Mother was a teacher, right?
My mother was a teacher, but we always had a dog, and she would always walk the dog around the neighborhood, so they knew, they knew my mother from years and years.
And every now and then you run into an old student of your mother's, right?
Yesterday, I was with my mother downtown, and we ran into an old student of hers and the student's mother.
Oh, no kidding.
And the woman said, "You're the movie star." And my mother said, "No, we only follow you because of your mother."
That'll teach you to
That's good, though. Your mom's like good PR for you.
Well, she teaches me never to come back here.
Trust the man, this husband and wife who have ups and downs like everybody does. In any event, they have to have a meeting with a therapist.
Yes.
Played by Gary
friend,
Shandling.
right?
Yes, Gary Shandling. Good to see him again. Yeah. Let's take a look at this.
I mean, they're still all the same old issues.
What are those? What are the same old issues?
Well, like no sex.
Oh, that's your issue. Sometimes I would just like to look at you. I mean, maybe you'd have more luck if you did something a little more romantic.
Well, the only way to approach you is from behind because your back's always turned to me.
No, I'm reading. I'd just like to have a minute to myself without you pawing at me all day.
Well, forgive me if I want to touch my wife.
Here's what I think. I think, if I may say, we could get a lot more work done if you'd come in more than once a year.
Trust the Man in the theaters right now. David, thank you very much. Good to see you.